into rock, girl. Rock into rock, girl. Come on, indie rock, girl.
Hello, my friends. It's time for another episode of a 30-second card in 5 minutes. And sometimes it goes to 6 minutes. Sometimes I think one time it even went to 7 minutes. But I remember one time there was a 4-minute one too. So, hey, we're just about having fun. Now, if this is your first time ever watching one of these episodes, I need you to go to my website, thestampsoflife.com, and find the very first episode that we ever did this series, the 30-second card, because it will explain a lot to you, and it will explain the whole reason why I do these. So, thanks so much for joining me again. And these are very popular, so I have fun, you have fun, we all have fun. And today, I'm gonna go out of my comfort zone because I am going to use colors that I don't normally use. Usually, I'm more of a pink, purple type girl. Well, this time I'm using red, white, and blue. And I'm not even gonna make a 4th of July card because I know I'm going to try to use the new Birthday for Subways, as well as the Frame 5 to Stamp. And I have my matching dies that go with them from Sizzix. And so I know I'm gonna incorporate that somehow. And I have my inks. I actually even have some of my spray inks that I'm gonna try to incorporate if I can keep my show on the road. I never know, I get a lot of stuff out and I never know what I'm gonna want or use, or, you know, once the time goes, I just everything flies out the window. So I have this on the table, so that's all. And I do have adhesive somewhere, yes, just in case. You never know what's gonna happen. I never know what's gonna happen. So let me take a deep breath. Kenny, are you ready to start the clock? I think he is. Oh, he's doing 2 timers. He doesn't like to talk. He is not mute, but he doesn't like to talk on video. Okay, on your marks, I'm gonna niche. Okay, on your marks, get set, start the time. Okay, so what I want to do, and I want to stamp on this, but I wanted to show a new fun tech thing that I've been doing, and that is using the sprays. The sprays match the inks, and I'm going to just lightly spray that pattern, that cardstock that I dropped in there. And the nice thing about my inks is they are very fine mist. We tested a lot of different nozzles, and I really wanted a fine mist. I didn't want like that. I wanted a fine, I gotta stop talking. I wanted a really fine mist. And so now I have this, and isn't that pretty? Look how pretty that is. And it's nice and fine. The problem is it's still very, very wet. And normally I would use a heat gun, or I would just go like cook dinner, yeah, right, or wash the dishes, yeah, right, or something like that. But for this technique, I'm just going to here. I just want to soak up some of that extra ink because I want to stamp on top of this. So I'm just gonna run this over to try to get some of that extra ink off because I don't have time to dry it. Okay, so I'm gonna lift that off. There we go. So it's pretty dry now because you can see there's just a little bit of extra. I just didn't want to get that everywhere, literally. And so what I'm going to do is I want to stamp the background. And I'm going to use this big monster Subway stamp. And it has a whole bunch of different sayings on it. So I'm going to use at least some of them. Now, when you're doing a background stamp, you want to make sure you lay it down and slowly roll it onto your block. Now, because you don't want to get any air bubbles behind your stamp, in between your stamp and your block, because then it won't give you an even stamped image. And I'm going to ink this whole baby up. Woo, this is a big stamp, isn't it? So I'm just going to ink this guy up. And of course, I'm using my secret weapon, my stamping mat, because especially on big stamps like this, you will want to make sure that you have a stamping mat. Okay, so I'm gonna lay this down and I'm gonna find where it's the least amount here. And it looks like my paper's, oh, we gotta turn it this way. I wanna make sure it all fits. So I'm going to line it up right like that, right there. And I am going to really press down. I see a lot of people when they stamp background stamps especially, they just lightly hold the edges and they press down and think they're done. Well, you need to press where the stamp actually is. Otherwise, you're not gonna get a good impression. And I'm gonna spend an extra second doing this because I wanna make sure that I make contact everywhere around that stamp. Okay, I think that is probably pretty good. So I'm gonna lift it up. Oh my goodness gracious, that is too stinking cute. Look at that. And I keep forgetting I'm being timed. Okay, so I need to hurry. So now what I'm gonna do is I am going to cut this up a little bit And I forgot my trimmer. Okay, we'll use the big monster trimmer. Excuse my back. Okay, so what we're gonna do is I'm going to trim this down right there. And this technically could be its a whole card by just itself because it's fabulous. Line that guy up right there. Ah, cute. Okay, now what we're gonna do, we need some paper. So let's use some blue, and I'm just gonna fold this in half. Normally, well, let's see, how big are we going here? We don't want, that's not big enough. So let's do this. Let's see, Stephanie's trying to figure out what she's gonna do now because that's a little too big. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna trim off one, and I'm gonna trim off the Eat Lots of Cake because I want this to be an A2 size card. So I trimmed off the Eat Lots of Cake, so now it will fit on an A2 card. So I'm gonna line that up. That's not my favorite way to fold, but we'll do it what we have to do right now. And so I'm gonna add this, and I don't think we're gonna get to our fancy frame this time around. Hair, nice. Okay, so we're gonna line that up, but you know what? That is just way too no. So we need to do this, and let's see. We'll do this and that, random cuts. Random cuts are sometimes the best. And we're just gonna add one here. So what I'm doing here is I'm just adding some color in the background because I didn't feel like there was enough white to make this all pop. So I'm just adding random color off to the sides. I'm not even like trying to make it look fancy or anything. Then I'm gonna lay this on top. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, and we are almost done. I'm gonna add the Eat Lots of Cake on the inside because I'm a genius. So I'm going to add that on the inside. And we're going to, but we need more white. We need more white. We need more, oh, here's white. We need more white. So let's add this on first. Oh, I just dropped something. Lovely. So let's just drop that on there. Sorry for my back. And we're going to trim that right there. This trimmer is not a good trimmer to use when you're in a hurry because it's dangerous. Okay, Eat Lots of Cake, that looks good. Let's get this on here on the inside. At least I'm doing an inside one, and of course it is too long. Lovely. So we're going to trim that off just a little bit. Right there, and right there. Ken's getting restless, so I'm getting nervous, and I need ribbon. Ribbon, ribbon, ribbon for the top. Okay, get ready, Kenneth. And I don't have my stamp set for the bottom, so I'm in trouble. Oh, how cute, he got me a trimmer. That was nice, thank you, sweetie. He's a keeper, let me tell you. And we're just gonna tie a knot, and Kenny, get ready, stop. What is it? 5:54, okay, that's not actually bad. Now, in all honesty, okay, we have to add 2 seconds because I needed to trim that. Okay, so 5:56. So, okay, here we go. This is cute. And I even have an inside. So look, it says Eat Lots of Cake on the inside. But on the outside, okay, I'm sorry, but I think this looks really cute. Hang on, I gotta get the lid on this ink pad before I touch it. This is my biggest thing, is where I always put stuff on top of my ink pads if it's not covered. So here we go. So I added the cute little spray. And the spray matches the inks, but I didn't use any red ink in this one, but then I stamped the black on top. I think that looks really pretty. I didn't get to use the dyes or anything like that, but I knew my time was going a little too long. But it dried pretty fast. It actually dried faster than I thought it would, so that was fantastic. And then I have a little cute little ribbon at the top. Now, of course, I need to add my little back stamp that I forgot to add on there. But other than that, I think it turned out pretty good. So thank you so much for joining me for another episode of a 30-second card in, this time, 5 minutes and 56 seconds. And I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.